in this question, we consider the performance of Andy relative to his classmates. There is one extra information given, which is the standard score. The standard score for English for the whole class is 10. For math is 4.0. In other words, we can put it back into the table on the top. The standard deviation SD for English is 10.0, for math is 4.0. So now we would like to consider the standard score of Andy. So let's look at this formula first. What do we mean by standard score? We are talking about the difference between Andy's score with the mean score. Let me use some number here for explanation. So for example, for English, Andy's score is 70 minus the mean score, which means that there is a difference of 5 marks. For English, the standard deviation is 10, which means that we can get a value of 0.5. So what do we mean by 0.5 for the standard score of Andy? It means that Andy's score is above the mean score of the whole class for 0.5 standard deviation. Let's also consider the standard score for mathematics of Andy. So 68 for Andy's score, the mean score is 62. So which means that there is a difference of 6. This time the standard deviation is 4 only, which means that the standard score is 1.5, which means that Andy's score is 1.5 standard deviation above the mean. So this value can tell us a relative performance of Andy's relative to the whole class. If we compare these two values, 1.5 is larger than 0.5, which means that Andy's score for mathematics is relatively higher than the mean of the whole class for 1.5 standard deviation. Based on this, we can conclude that Andy performs better from mathematics.